Aloha, everyone, and welcome to this live Healing Moments program. I'm so glad to have those of you here with me live, and those of you coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just speaking with one of you earlier, and she confirmed what I'm feeling, and that is the acceleration of the energies right now. And of course, we all want to think it's about, it's only me. This is only me this is happening to, but it's really happening to everyone, because what we think of as time is accelerating, because we're getting so much into that great shift process. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Our topic for today of our healing moments is strengthen your muscles of positivity. And I have some thoughts. Wendy, I get a thumbs up from Wendy, because I have some thoughts on that to share with you. And I feel like I am the appropriate person to speak about that. I don't usually speak about things that are not from my personal experience. So this will be one of those. So I invite you to just sit back where you are and take a deep breath and let it out. And take 5 of those, 5 deep breaths, because 5 is the number in Lemurian numerology for love. So as we continue breathing, I call upon the creator force of all love and light, the Christ light, the goddess weave of love, all of our guides and our angels, Master Imhotep, Master Guide Kirill, the great guardians of light that help us come through this great shift in consciousness, angels, guides, goddess lights, our goddess sisters of the elements, Pele, Isis, Mariah, and Gaia, and the energies of the Lemurian goddess weave to guide this webinar program today. We pray now that the energy that's expressed here is in the very highest light of love, and that everything that comes through me will be of most benefit to everyone listening here, including myself. And we offer this prayer from our hearts in love, and so it is. Amen. Okay, so I'm grateful to have you. The Healing Moments program, I'll just, in case there's first timers, it offers a spiritualist perspective on life's big questions as we tune into our hearts and move forward into the new dimensional energy. So our topic today is strengthen your muscles of positivity. And I can't take credit for that saying. That came from Master Imhotep in the channeling. So if you haven't had an opportunity to read the channeling, it's the first one on my website under Wisdom Channel Guidance. And it's called, Sandra would know this. It's called Imagine a New World in Love. And what a great channeling that turned out to be. So this idea of strengthen your muscles of positivity is something that I think we all can really feel right now. And the reason, what are muscles of positivity? Where do we find these muscles, right? Are they in our body? Well, I found out that these muscles of positivity are really more than in the mind, though they're connected to them they're in our hearts. So the muscles of positivity are really in the heart and connected into our thoughts, so that we're thinking more loving thoughts. And we'll talk a little bit more about this whole idea, and you think about it too. How does that feel for you? Because, the whole idea of, exercising something and getting it stronger means we all need to do it as often as we can. And if we don't do it, if we somehow slip back into the negative, like Master Imhotep said, you slip back into on the negative side, you just use those muscles of positivity. And the more you use them, the more you have muscle memory. You know, when you do workouts, they tell you have muscle memory now, right? So you will have muscle memory to remember to be positive. And you know, why would you want to be positive? Well, what's the alternative? You know, the alternative is going down. And as you go down, you're going to find an abundant amount of people and energies to go down with you. So if you step onto that negative side, oh boy, it can really be a downward spiral. So, and the energies now, of course, are so accelerated and so amplified as far as our thoughts manifesting, that this is the time we really want to exercise those muscles of positivity and just try. So if you go on the negative side, don't get down on yourself and don't berate yourself about it. Just come back and start to breathe and use everything that you know from the Lemurian wisdom, Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kiro, all of the wisdom that's been imparted to us in the Lemurian legacy. So I mean, part of it is, you know, what I know about Lemuria is a lot about this book, and also the 10 principles of consciously creating, which are a surefire way to keep you in a positive space, and signature cell healing, of course. So if you're doing the 5 breath self-healing meditation every day, twice a day, you're going to find that your cells are going to start to remember to be positive, and they're going to respond to situations when you start to feel like, oh my God, this is happening again. I don't feel very good. Oh, this is not working. You know, all the things we say to ourselves, right? How can you save yourself? Can you bring yourself back? Well, I think part of it is also recognizing that we're getting better every day. And I had some thoughts on that. Oh, and this morning I went through that this past week, this past month, of really trying to get better. And I didn't feel like I was seeing progress in certain things. And then all of a sudden, yesterday or the day before, I recognized, hey, I feel really good. I feel so much better. And I think if we focus on just something positive, just something small, it starts to move us away from the negative, and it just grows. It'll grow, and you'll attract people to you that can also help you with that. So, I mean, that's my opening statement, as they say. And I do want to pull a Lemurian Prophecy card for our gathering, but how do you feel about that and what I've said so far? Any comments? You can put them in the chat, or if you feel like putting them on Facebook Messenger, I have that running over here as well. So just let me know. And Wendy, oh, I got a thumbs up from Sandra. I love it. And I see Wendy's typing. So as you type, or you can unmute yourself and just tell us, Wendy, if you're, I'm not into typing sometimes. Would you like to share?
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds great, Karinna. I think it's a habit too. The muscles, so you talked about exercise, it's a habit. So I like the comment you made about your cells can remember. And we really can choose, I think, that to be negative or to be positive at every moment. But we forget. I mean, I forget.
Right, right.
We'll be swimming along for a few days in that negative tidal wave, and then I remember, I go, you know, why am I doing this? I have a choice. So
yeah, I have a choice.
Remembering, I have a choice.
Right. And I think you know that whole feeling, Wendy, of dropping it out of your head and down into your heart. As you put the energy down into your heart, and remember to choose love. And the first person we choose love for is ourself. Because you're choosing love, and maybe somebody's, you know, you're arguing with somebody, or, you know, something happened that just sinks your ship, you know, just sinks your ship. And you focus on, you know, maybe other people that need love or whatever. It's the self that needs the love first, right? And if we come into love for ourselves first and, deal with the negative self-talk that says, oh, there you go again, or you did that wrong again, or I mean, I have been a master at that and have done really, it's a continual thing. If we're not healing, folks, we're not moving forward. So the whole idea, and what I think Master Imhotep was getting at also, was move forward. This whole idea of balance, staying in balance. You know how hard it is to balance when you're standing still? I'm doing some kind of physical therapy right now, and they have us balance on one leg or balance on the other leg or whatever. Man, it's not that easy sometimes, but try moving forward and balancing. Try moving. It's much easier. So if you stay where you are, take the metaphor from that, right? If you stay where you are and you're just doing the same thing and you're getting negative stuff all the time, you've got to change something. You've got to move forward. You've got to take another step. And the whole idea about that also ties in, and thank you so much, Wendy, for that, for your share. The whole idea about that is you want to stay balanced in love, but to stay balanced, you move forward. You keep moving forward. And by doing that, you're focused on your steps right in front of you. You're present. You know, what I notice is sometimes I'll be present and I'll be moving forward and I think, okay, there's the next step. I'll do that. And then I find in my mind, because I'm such a planner and I'm such a planner, I will focus way down the road. You know, I'll focus about a month out, at least a month out. And I'll say, okay, well, it's going to be like that. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then I realize, oh my God, you know, that there's so much in between here and then. There could be so much more I have to, negotiate, let's put it that way. So it's so important to stay with yourself, stay present, take your next step, and then look around and see where you are and focus in love. How do you feel? How's it going? Maybe you need to do the 5 breaths of healing meditation again. I always do that. Oh, okay, I'm off center now. I need to do that. And I'm telling you, I do it more than two times a day because I really do need to stay centered. So you know, the point is stay present, look for the next step, stay positive, exercise those muscles of positivity, and move forward, right? So thank you. And if you have a share anytime, raise your hand or take yourself off mute, put it in the chat. Please share anytime. Thank you, Wendy, for that. So I've got the Lemurian Prophecy cards right here. And so I'd like you folks to put your energy in to the card. We're going to talk about, this will bring us into talking about the energy of September. The Lemurian numerology for the month is 9, right? The 9th month of September. So energy in. And I'll cut the cards. I've shuffled 5 times, which is what we do. And here's the number. Well, I was hoping for a 9, but if you turn it upside down, it's a 6. And 6 is the number for mastery in Lemurian numerology. And in the cards, we have 4 suits, right? The spades is the spiritual. It's based on 4 bodies, right? Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. The spades is the spiritual, the clubs is the mental, the diamonds is the physical, and the hearts are the emotional body. So what a great card for me personally today and for everybody. We're all on a mastery journey in this lifetime. And for many of us, we're not coming back to the human life. I don't know about you, but I want to finish up everything. And this brings us into completions and new beginnings. I want to master my human life. And that doesn't mean, well, I gotta, make as much money as possible. I got to be the best athlete possible, or I got to do this as, best relationships, all this kind of stuff. No, I want to find greater and greater levels of love for myself and for everything around me. I want to be able to receive what I need to know from the situations and the people around me. For me, that's mastery. And that sounds really simple. I mean, I've kind of laid it out there, but in between where we are now and where mastery seems to be, and I think we master is when we leave the earth plane, is when we die, right? I think that's a mastery process. If we're still human and we're still incarnate, we're still healing and we're still learning, and that's me included. So I'm going to put the card over here. I just love that. And plus it's the emotional body, right? So we want to also focus on the emotional healing that's going on for us as well, because that's where the healing takes place. We think it's in the physical body, right? If somebody manifests cancer, or they manifest some kind of a ailment in their physical body, or whatever's going on, family relationships or things going on, it's in the emotional body. And that's what signature cell healing, why signature cell healing is such a beautiful healing modality, because it works on all four bodies and it goes into the cells of your physical body, and you heal out from the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And you receive a complete healing because you process through all those levels. And the hard one for us, I think, as humans, is the emotional level, because it feels scary to go there. And you think, oh my God, I'm going to have to feel what's that like, but you don't have to stay there. You feel it and you let it go. But it's important for us to feel the healing that's taking place for us. So if that brings up any comments, please share. I wanted to talk about the Lemurian Numerology for this month. And we have a 9 going on. Do you folks know your Lemurian life path number? You add up the day, the month, and the year. Wendy, I forgot yours. You're 3. Oh, Sandra's also a 3, I think, right? I think Sandra is Truth, Trust, and Passion. And Tatiana, do you know your number? Okay, so take, mine is a 5. I'm a 5, so I'm working on love. And the 3s are working on the trinity of truth, trust, and passion. In the center of that trinity is always love, which is a beautiful thing. If you add up the day, the month, and the year of your birth and bring it down to 1 digit, you will find your Lemurian life path number. So, you can figure that, Tatiana, what you have there. In the meantime, completions and new beginnings. So 9 is the completion and new beginning month. So when you have a 9, it represents that letting go of what's complete and trusting that the new beginning is there. Because the new beginning, when you see a 9, the new beginning's already there and you have completed. So if you are a life path number 9, you are on in this flow of releasing and recognizing things are done, and you're ready to move into new energies. You cannot stay stuck. It's a lot like the 7. So what do you have, Tatiana?
I'm trying to calculate, and I'm not sure if I'm right or not. So I'm adding my day and month. It's gonna be 10, and then the year, it's 1950. It's not a secret. So
okay, so you add up all the numbers, all of them.
Okay, in 1950 it's 15.
I think you're at 7.
Plus 10, it's 25, and 25 plus together, it's 7.
You're 7. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's interesting. Mahina Ku, our goddess, green goddess, is traveling to this week. And so she's not here. She's normally here with us, but she's a 7 too. So 7s, I don't know about you, Tatiana, but the 7 energy, we had that in July for the 7th month, right? That's powerful because you are compelled to continue the process of change and transformation and just keep going. So I don't know, how do you feel about your 7 as your life path number? Have you experienced a lot of change in your life? I can't hear, wait, hold on. Gotcha.
I was introduced to Reiki like 4 years ago, and then 2 years later, my teacher introduced me to all these spiritual things, and she attuned me to some channels. So I feel incredible.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect energy for you because now you're in the process of transition, and that's what the 7 is all about, right? So that's perfect, Tatiana. I want to share with you from the channeling this month. There was beginning, Master Imhotep was talking about the energy of this month. So he said, you or she said, I'm supposed to say she, it's a she. How about that? Some of you will find the energy of this 9th month of September to be a bit challenging. Why? Because the number 9 in Lemurian numerology represents completions and new beginnings. And at this time, you may come to the awareness that certain old thought patterns and worn out belief systems no longer make sense for you. And the challenge will be to let them go. So think about that for yourself and for us as a humanity on Earth, that it's time for us to look into new belief systems and new ways of addressing what's going on in our world. And I think for me, what I feel right now is the energy of the new generations that are coming in. They call them Z-Gen, they call them the millennials. These are the 2 newest generations. And when the Z-Gens start to have their own children, we'll have another generation. As my generation, the baby boomers are kind of going off the stage. This is a time for children that, or young people that come up and say, why are you doing things that way? You know, why that doesn't work? It isn't helpful, and it doesn't take care of everyone. So let's change it. And for some people, change is a scary thing, but it is a normal process of life. So, comment anytime if you like, but I really see that happening. And this month, we have incredible energies that will allow us to look at our lives and really assess, where do we need to let go and what isn't working any longer for us? What do I need to change? What do I need to let go? Because we have an array of planets in retrograde motion right now, and Mercury is going to join them on the 9th. And the 9-9, folks, a double 9, September 9th, is a powerful completion energy. And if you add it together with the year, then you've got a 6. So that's a mastery number. So we may be, as humanity and everyone on Earth, we may be at a mastery completion energy. So when Mercury goes retrograde, there's a lot of talk about that. So let me just briefly say that I practice Lemurian astrology, and this is something that my astrology school is the Shamanic Astrology Mystery School, also known as the Turning of the Ages Mystery School. They just changed their name. But my spin on that is Lemurian astrology. And that is an archetypal type of astrology. So we're looking at the archetypes, and we're looking at the natal chart as your blueprint and your life plan for this lifetime. So when we're looking at your natal chart, you're actually looking at why are you here? What did you have in mind to do while you're here? And what are the energies that you have to support that journey, such as relationships or, your public contribution? What are you contributing to the world? So all of those things, I believe the important thing for us to do is to know ourselves and to get to know yourself. And that's not about judgment. That's just about how do you respond to things? How I really had to look at that because I was thinking, why are people not, liking what I'm saying? Before I used to be kind of angry, right? So I mean, why was I like that? And I wanted to know. And I found a lot of the energies on my own blueprint, my natal chart, and it really helped me to understand myself, helped me to understand other people and their responses to me. And knowing what their blueprint was helped me to understand them as well, and helped me to understand, what's my destiny? Why am I here? What did I come here to do? And I think that you can only benefit from that. So, in that energy of the planets and the way they move and influence ourselves, Mercury, which you can actually see if you have a low horizon in the western sky at sunset, is going to switch to retrograde. And that just means to me, because Mercury is the planet of communications, of perceptions, of the way we interpret things. It has, of course, a lot to do with technology and also going beyond the rules of the game. So going beyond what is commonly meant to be consensus reality, right? So that means there's a higher energy of what is happening on Earth, and Mercury goes beyond it. And now Mercury, when it's in its regular, direct motion phase, it is the regular, left brain thinking that we use on the Earth plane all the time. But about 3 times a year, Mercury, from our perspective, will shift into a retrograde motion. So it actually, we see it go backwards in the sky. So it's not really going backwards, but it's just from our perspective, right? So in that light, we can shift our thinking to be more of a right brain type of thinking, meaning more creativity, going beyond the rules, focusing on imagery and being more creative, thinking outside of the box is commonly said, right? So that's the challenge when Mercury goes retrograde, is listening to your heart and not just doing what you're supposed to do. Take some time to reflect on, so we always use the re words, right? Reflect, recharge, rejuvenate, retrograde, right? So everything you have time to assess where you are, and you might even go a little bit back into things that you thought were complete and look at them and let them go. So it's perfect for this month because it's completions and new beginnings, right? I have a couple of articles on my website about Mercury retrograde in the same kind of energy. So, have a look at those. But that begins the 9th, like I said, and goes to the end of the month. So it's a 3-week retrograde, and it's a great time. But what's happening now is there's almost all the planets are retrograde except Mars. So what do you think that means? It means we've really got to be creative and in tune with our hearts this month. And we've really got to step outside of the box, ordinary thinking, review things that come back up for you again. Like you might have things come up for you and you say, man, I thought I took care of that. That was over and I healed that or whatever. It might come back. And if it does, have a look and get what you need to know from it in love and let it go. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to dwell in it. Just get the message that we used to say, get the message. What's my message? get the message for whatever's coming back up for you. And that's what healing is about. And for me, that's why I'm here. I'm here to heal. And I like to do that with other people too. So I do private healing sessions, and I do distance healing sessions. And I also do local sessions here in my space in Kailua. So if you're on the island of Oahu, yes, Wendy. Wait.
Yeah, I have a question, Karinna. Am I still muted? No.
No, you're not. I hear you.
So, oh wait, I want to lose it. So is a healing during a retrograde time more powerful if you're more open to the creative side, or is it just that, you know, can you address that?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. And I think, yeah, it can be. It really can be a more powerful time. I think if you're really strong, and you said, you know, strong in the creative side, but if you're really strong in the like me, the linear side, and figuring things out, and, you know, that kind of stuff, maybe it might not be as much. You'll feel it. You'll still feel it, but you could have more resistance to it. But if you are a creative type person and normally, you know, more in your right brain, boy, this can be a powerful time, and a time for healing, because it is a time when the box, let's say that thing you think outside of the box is open. In fact, the box is gone. You know, the box goes away, and you have this opportunity to see, you know, what would it be like? What did I just read? Something about Master Imhotep said about, you know, old thought patterns and old worn out belief systems. Yeah, this is the time when we can, and also the whole channeling was about imagine a new world in love, right? So this is the time to imagine a new world in love. What would it look like if we didn't have conflicts? If we actually sat down, you know, on a government level, we actually sat down and spoke to each other, and figured things out for the benefit of the people. And I know we're coming into that energy, because the Pluto will be moving into Aquarius next year, and that is we the people. That's the power of we the people. So what would that be like? And there is a question in that channeling. Thank you, Wendy, because that channeling, there was a question. I feel those fears you're speaking about, and I worry about our world today. Recently, I asked in meditation for guidance, and I heard, don't lose hope, dream of a better world. And that was a great opportunity for Master Imhotep to talk about how powerful our thoughts as individuals are for the whole collective energy of the world. And we get a feeling of this when we do our global healing meditation for Mother Earth every month. And that's going to be this month on the 7th, next week, I think it's Wednesday, 7th of September. We do it 3 nights before the full moon. Global healing meditation for Mother Earth. That means people all around the world are tuned in at 9 p.m. their local time, wherever you are. And we all focus our energy, and it goes like a wave around the world. The energy is focused on Diamond Head in Honolulu. And from there, we create that weave going around the planet for healing. So our thoughts as individuals, when they join with others in loving and healing thoughts, boy, the power of that is incredible. And that is the great shift in consciousness. When people talk about ascension, that's what it's about. It's a collective light that raises the frequency of love on the planet. So that's what it is. You talk about ascension or the apocalypse. Apocalypse is just a lifting of the veils, and it's a rise of the frequency of love on the planet, and until that higher frequency prevails. And we're getting close, folks. You know, everybody thinks, well, there's all this going on and all that going on. Yeah, because that's what people are focused on. If you're watching the news, or you're talking to somebody that doesn't want to be positive. They want the negative. But find the people that have the positive focus on this world. And, you know, I get an email every week from this group called, what is it called? More things that come, things to be grateful for, or things to be positive about, or, you know, what's good about the world. And there's like these really good stories that you never hear about in the regular newspaper or anything. So there's so much more going on than we can fathom from the mainstream news media sources. So where do you really get the truth? That's the question, right? Where do you get the truth? And my answer to that is the truth is in your heart. You're going to have to use your heart and your love and your positive focus to find out what the truth is for you. What's the truth for you? And that will be a healing force for you in your life, because it's the first principle of the 10 principles of consciously creating: truth, trust, and passion, clarity, communication, completion, prayer, meditation, sleep state programming, and masterminding are the 10 principles. And when you have those working and you just begin with truth, they're powerful. Your whole life will shift. I know mine did, because I didn't have any excuses anymore. I couldn't complain because it's all about me, right? It's my journey. And it's my energy that's attracting whatever it is, and I can change it. I can consciously create my journey, which was a really big point from Master Imhotep also, about how important it is to consciously create and be conscious creators of our experience. And that's what Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirill have always spoken about as well. So imagine a world in love. That's what Master Guide Kirill is doing. Wendy, just to circle back to your question, that whole thing about, you know, Mercury retrograde and that time for creative people. Yes. And I know I'm going to be seeing you during Mercury retrograde. So it's perfect. Yeah. All the limits are off. It's so beautiful. So I wanted to, we have just a few minutes. I wanted to do a meditation. If there's no questions at the moment, let's do a meditation. And it's a meditation for completions and new beginnings. So it's a special meditation for this month. So I'm going to ask you to just sit where you are and just kind of find this comfortable space and start breathing. So this is a meditation to let go of what's complete in your life and to move forward into the new beginnings in love. So breathe deeply now. And feel yourself centering and coming into your heart space. Get right into your heart. You just bring your awareness into your heart. And even if you have to put your hands there, okay, that's all right. Center in, draw the light through your crown chakra, golden particles, through the pineal gland where the signature cell is, and down into your heart space. And breathe, and now feel your heart just expand. Okay, now in this comfortable space, I want you in your mind's eye to see yourself entering a room. So you're in a room. Let's say you're in a room right now. This is a familiar room. You know everything in this room, and you know it really well. It could be a room of your house. It could be a room where you work. It could be a room in some space that you love in your community. So have a seat now in this room. Maybe there's a chair or there's a sofa, someplace comfortable. And in this room, notice what's around you. Are there things there that you're really familiar with? You know, paintings on the wall, pictures. Maybe there's a lamp that's been yours for a long time, in your family for a long time. Are there people there that you know? Maybe situations that you feel comfortable in, nice little bit of rain falling outside like it is here today. Just feel very comfortable in this space, right? So now, as I know you're really comfortable, what I'd like you to do is stand up from that space, and you notice that across the room, there's a door. And you didn't see that door before. That's a new door. And that's funny because you know that room, but there's a door there. So it's a little bit of a curiosity. So you walk over to that door and you notice that it's slightly ajar. And it's ajar just so you can peek in. So take a moment and peek into this door, this new door. And within you, feel this energy of trust, of knowing and trusting that there's something that you're ready for that's on the other side of that door. And you can feel like a beautiful, fragrant breeze coming through that door. It's ajar. Maybe you hear birds singing, you know, something pleasant. So you take a breath and you look back at the old room that you were in. Take a moment. Now take a hold of the door handle and open the door to the new room so you can step into it. So step into it and notice, how does it feel? You know, it might feel unfamiliar at first, but in your heart, you can trust that if this door was there and it was open, this is the time for you to walk through that door and into this new room. So look at what you're wearing. Maybe you're wearing something different. What's on your feet? Maybe you've got something new there. Can you see anything or anyone there with you? Keep breathing. Allow your awareness to shift into this new vibration. And just feel it. You're letting go of what's complete, and you're stepping in to a new awareness, a new journey, because you're ready. So turn around and close the door to the old room behind you. Take a deep breath and see yourself walking forward and exploring this new space. And just breathe and become more and more comfortable. And remember, you can return to this new space anytime. For now, I'm going to ask that you begin to return back to where we started the meditation. Don't return to the old room. Just come straight back from the new room. And know you can come back here anytime. Breathe, breathe, and come back. All right. How was that? Do you have any shares from our meditation? That was cool. Yeah, I tried that myself before, and it was great. I could actually see new people in my life, which was really exciting. And I could see that I was traveling to different spaces, which is something that I'm looking forward to doing very soon for signature cell healing workshops next year. So if you're interested in taking a workshop or even hosting a workshop, I'm looking forward to going to the United States mainland and presenting on behalf of Signature Cell Healing. It'll be great. So do you have any final shares from that you like? You can raise your hand or you can type it in. No problem. Yes, Wendy.
In my own world, I've just been working really hard. And I really felt on September 1st, Bruce said, you're going to kill yourself if you don't stop. So I sat in my old room where I'm working, so one of the rooms I'm working hard in. When I went through the door, it was just all this ease and light.
Oh,
so I thank you for that beautiful meditation, because I really felt a significant internal shift in that moment.
wow. Wow, that's so great to hear. Thank you, Wendy. Oh my goodness. Yes, because I mean, especially for you, completions and new beginnings, you're doing this incredible remodeling journey on your home and letting go of so much. That I envy you. I know you're thinking, no, you don't. But I mean, the opportunity, and the opportunity comes up like this, right? You've got to take it when you have that opportunity. And sometimes I haven't had the opportunity in terms of time, but I know when it's time, I will take that opportunity to clean out closets and get rid of things that are from years ago, even from my parents, right? So, I mean, that definitely has to go, but that takes time to actually do the journey of clearing, right? So, thank you all very, very, very much. And I hope that energy will be helpful to you this month, because this September month is always an amazing, for me, it's like the 7 months of July. I mean, that shifted for me. That was monumental. But this one, the completions and new beginnings, is a kind of a gentler one for me, because I'm willing to step forward. And I recommend that for all of you, to be willing to let go. What encourages me, and what's been encouraging me lately, is it doesn't feel good anymore to be in doing what I was doing. I'm talking about, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, all these different ways, right? It doesn't feel good to be there any longer. So automatically it becomes easier to step into a new space. So I recommend that for you. I also want to remind you about the meditation that I spoke about, the global healing meditation on the 7th. And the information is about that is on my website, and I'll have it on the homepage just before that time, so you'll know what to do. I also want to thank the Sedona Journal for carrying the channelings with Master Imhotep every month. It's so wonderful. Be aware that soon they will have the predictions for 2023 issue of the Sedona Journal that's coming out. That comes out in November, and I'll be contributing to that with Master Imhotep. But it's a wonderful issue. So I encourage you to find out where you might get that in your area. I also want to suggest that you join me tomorrow for Healing Sunday at the Honolulu Church of Light. And if you haven't ever been to the Honolulu Church of Light online, it's you can go in person if you're here in Honolulu, but many people go online. We have a global healing community, and we're all practicing signature cell healing, and you can get more information about that. And I'll also be doing a talk for the Magic Moments, which is a segment in the service, about 5 minutes long. So I'll be talking about, what's my topic? Wait, no, I have a topic here. Let's see what it is. My topic is my best lifetime ever. People talk about their best husband ever, or their best whatever ever. This is my best lifetime ever, and I'm going to tell you about why and how I'm making it that way. So please join me. You can go to HonoluluChurchOfLight.com. It's a beautiful, brand new website. And Kahu Fritz Sterling, my mentor, has his Sunday missive there, and the link to come on through YouTube will also be there. So I really enjoyed being with you today. I'll be here again. Please join me again on October 1st for the next Healing Moments program. And I'm looking forward to it. Hope you have a wonderful month of September. Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much.